Hi, welcome to another YouTube video. My name is Paul. I am a mind-body coach. I talk about chronic pain recovery and all that good stuff. And today I want to talk about the importance of finding a little bit of alone time during your healing process. As I record this video, I'm in a space where I like to come to be alone, to wind down, to come into myself a little bit. And I just want to discuss some of the benefits that I felt having a space to go to spend some time alone. And there are also some challenges, so obviously sometimes finding the time. I don't have a family, for instance. I don't have kids, in that regard, so I do have a little bit more time. But there are ways to carve out a little bit of alone time, no matter how busy the schedule is that you're working with. So hopefully I can shed a little bit of light on how that can be possible, and how small moments of alone time are important and can be really beneficial while you're trying to heal. So first I'll talk about finding a space where you can switch off a little bit, and being in nature would be preferential. There's a lot of benefits, a lot of even scientifically recorded benefits, let's say, of spending time outside in nature, with the trees, with the birds, with the grass, and with the sunshine. And yeah, it's almost like just bathe a little bit in the woods. Just relax, sit next to a tree, sit on the grass. If you have taking a walk on your own, and if you have some water close by, taking a walk by the water. All of these things are in service of supporting your healing, allowing your nervous system to breathe, let's say, and also allowing your mind to not be caught up in the day-to-day stresses of life. I mean, we all have stresses. It's impossible to avoid stress, but there's ways we can mitigate any challenges with that stress becoming overwhelming for you. And that overwhelm is directed from the inside. It's directed from many places, from inside, from emotions to thoughts to habits to a number of things. So to reiterate, the being alone and trying to find a spot in nature if possible, that would be preferential number one alone time for me. If you struggle to find a spot, or you don't have any woods or parks or nature really in close proximity, creating a space in the home, you could light some candles and some incense, let's say. You can put on some quiet music. You can go into a room in your house and you can close the door, and you can do some breathing and feeling a little bit into your body. And journaling is something to do alone as well, but if you don't feel like journaling, just lying on the yoga mat, or even just lying on the bed, but being kind of awake and mindful of how you're feeling, whether there's any stress in your system. Being alone gives you time to process sometimes the week. Sometimes work is stressful, sometimes relationships are stressful, sometimes life challenges us with spontaneous shit that we can't control. and it's very easy to not really reflect and integrate our life stresses on a regular basis, and then we tend to then anxieties and these sorts of things tend to build up. And if you are in a position where maybe being alone feels impossible, I would challenge you to think about whether it's impossible to carve out 10 minutes of time where you don't have any distractions. It could be, if you have kids, for instance, if you have a family, asking your partner to or other family member, whatever your situation, I don't know your situation, so whatever the situation for you, if you have a family, if you have kids, these sorts of things, trying to be honest, trying to be honest with yourself and honest with your partner or whoever it is you're sharing the kids' duty with, or maybe it's if when the kids go to bed, for instance, you've got that time to wind down a little bit for yourself. So take that time and be with yourself a little bit and reflect on emotions that have come up either in the day or during the week, because it's also an important time to think about, for me anyway, what's my energy been like? What is my energy like when I'm in my own space? That would be my suggestion. So if you think that it's impossible to carve out alone time, I would challenge you to see if it's possible to take 5 or 10 minutes and try it. You can see what happens, because alone time isn't always a fun time either. It hasn't always been for me, with my chronic pain situation, and also understanding a lot of the emotional energy and the emotional charge that's been fueling the pain in my system. Being alone is something that's took me quite a while to get used to, namely because it has the potential to bring up anxieties and bring up, doing some simple breathing exercises can sometimes bring up a bit of stress and anxiety. It's maybe counterproductive to what's often taught when it comes to breathing exercises, but this is a very real phenomenon, that if you are struggling with chronic pain or stress, that even the idea of being alone or trying to be still and is a stark reminder of how much pain we have, or how much stress we're under, or how much emotional stress we're under. And of course, one way to avoid that is to avoid spending time with yourself, is to avoid being alone and recognizing the difficulty of the emotions or feelings in your body, or pain, or whatever it is for you. That's just a caveat to trying to spend time alone, is that it might actually just be really uncomfortable, and for whatever reason that discomfort makes you fill all of your time with other things, meeting people, distracting yourself from yourself. These sorts of activities are very common when there are stresses and pains and discomforts and emotional shit all impacting your experience. So I think to close that up, I think I don't have much more to say about that, apart from, over time, if you can give yourself a bit of space, if you can find somewhere in nature that's the kind of optimal place that I believe is really important for us to try and spend some time in, especially as spring and summer comes along. It's really a pleasure to be spending time outside with the trees, with the birds and nature as such. So yeah, give that a try. Take some breaths and see if you can build a habit around spending some time alone, because you won't regret it, even though it might feel hard to begin with. So yeah, so good luck, and I'll see you in the next one.